My name is Katrina Lovins, and I am the Safety Officer and Liaison for the Community of Canoe Volunteer Fire Department. We are volunteer-based, which means not all of us work there full-time. We are actually have full-time jobs of our own, and we respond to calls when we're needed. I'm actually a phlebotomist at a doctor's office, so during the day I work within the medical field, and then whenever after hours go, I'm automatically on call for any kind of situation with the fire department. The average day of work with a volunteer fire department really depends upon the day. Some days you may have back-to-back calls. I've recalled days where we've left one scene and got called out to another scene and didn't even have time to stop at the station. And scenes can be anything from a house fire to a wilderness fire to sometimes, we need to go on a search for a child or a car wreck or anything. Some days there is no calls and we have nothing to do within the department. Other days are days where we just go and we call them work days, where we'll inspect the trucks, check out anything that needs to be repaired, washed, whatever it may be with the department. And or we also do a lot with the community. We do a lot of community outreach programs where we try to do things for it. We actually started an annual fireworks show that's free to the community, just to try to give the community something from the department. It really just depends on the day. It's a little bit different than a paid department. With paid department, you're there usually 24 on or 36 on or something like that, and then you have so many days off, and then you're constantly doing something with that. But being a volunteer is a little bit different. It's on your time, on your dime. You're doing it because you love it, not because you're getting paid to do it. With volunteer firefighting, you are required 20 hours before you're allowed to respond to an actual scene. After that, you have what is called a 150-hour certification and a 400-hour certification. Pre-COVID, we actually had a lot of hands-on training. They would come to your department and you would have anywhere from a 3 to 4 hour class that you would take. A lot of the time there would be hands-on. Sometimes it's just an instructor explaining things to you. Since COVID hit, we've done a lot of Zoom training, which is not as fun, and it can be a little more difficult for people that are more hands-on learners, but it's still just as educational. I myself am actually about 2-3 hours away from completing my 150 certification, and only about 100 and some for my 400 certification. So it is something that you have to be dedicated to do, but the outcome and the worth of it all is so much appreciative at the end of the day, because it's really amazing when you're on the scene and you put something to use that you've seen in that training course. With volunteer fire departments, I see as though we're unique because of the fact that we aren't getting paid to do this. At the end of the day, if you don't want to do this, you don't have to. But you have to realize that when you sign up and you take that responsibility to be a volunteer fire department, you are usually in rural areas, their closest and only chance of saving someone's house or saving someone's life if there's a car wreck, or when a mother or a father is distraught because their child's lost in the woods, we're the ones going and helping them find them. We're that calm, we're that peace. You have to be ready and willing to be okay to do that and take that initiative without having any payback except for the simple fact that you helped someone that day. And I think that makes volunteer firefighters way more unique, because like I said, at the end of the day, we're doing it because we're choosing to do it, not because we need that paycheck, but because we have that passion to make a difference and help someone. Currently, we have about 18 active members, but if you ask any volunteer fire department member, they will let you know that is always a fluctuating struggle. Due to the fact that we are volunteer, if we get a call, that does not mean that every single one of those members is going to be on that call, because we have jobs, we have families, we have lives. This isn't, like I said, a paid situation. So we may get a call at 3 o'clock in the morning and only 4 of us are able to show up, and we've got to make do with those 4 people. So 18 active members, but depending upon the situation is dependent upon who all can respond. So the benefit of being a volunteer fire department is actually, even though COVID is a very serious thing that is altering a lot of things right now, volunteer fire departments always need a new member. And as long as you're willing to take the time out of your day and do the trainings online right now, we are always accepting members. We actually have a junior firefighter department program. A lot of volunteer fire departments actually have that. Whereas as long as you are 16, actually I think it's 14 and up, you can actually join and be a junior firefighter. You can't do a lot of the things on scene, but you can get your hours in so that once you turn 18, you can already have your 150 certification just like that. Once things do pick back up though, one of the things that we do a lot of is we'll fundraise, because unlike paid departments, any funding that we have comes from our fundraising. We do a lot of roadblocks, fake sales, whatever we can possibly do to try to keep the money flow coming to help keep us up and running, to help the community going. So that'd probably be about the only thing that will help us and change once COVID is hopefully gone.